When you are in need of a day-to-day laptop, you don't really need to invest a lot of money on that. But let's find out that what kind of a laptop you can find from a retailer when the price tag is around €100 or $100. Okay, for that budget, obviously you can't get a new one, so we're looking for refurbished laptops. This here is roughly 3 years old Chromebook from Asus. Devices like this are often used in schools. So after 3 years of that kind of a life, there are a lot of dents on the laptop. And of course, I have to inform you that this device was created as a C-grade device, so it's not a brand new in any way. This laptop is created for military grade durability, so everything inside should be intact. There are a lot of cosmetic dents around the laptop. The rubber bar from the button is missing. However, the small rubber bumpers are still here. There is a lot of deterioration around the keycaps. There's a lot of markings also on the screen, so it has shown a lot of life. But the machine itself should be working. Now let's look at the I/O of the laptop. Here on the left side there's the USB-A slot, USB 3.1 to be precise, headphone jack, micro SD memory card slot, and USB-C, which is also 3.1. And on the right side, Kensington lock, USB-C, and USB-A. Monitor hinge turns 180 degrees, so you can use it flat. The panel is TN panel, and it can only do 720p. However, as the screen is so small, bigger resolution wouldn't really help much because the pixel density would be so much that it's hard to see the smaller pixels. About connectivity, Bluetooth 5.2 and Wi-Fi 5. The laptop comes with 45 watts USB-C charger. You can charge it from neither one of the ports, as they both support power delivery. Also, both of the USB-C ports support external displays. So even though this laptop doesn't have an HDMI out, you can use the USB-C ports for connecting to external display. Now let's talk a little about the specification of this little device. It's equipped with an Intel Celeron CPU, and it's paired with 4 GB of DDR4 memory, and for storage 32 GB of eMMC2 storage. In a Windows environment, this would have been a nightmare even to boot to a desktop, but since it's using Chrome, it's actually running quite well. And why is that? Well, the Chrome is a little bit different than Windows OS. Chrome is heavily cloud-based operating system, so it doesn't require so much power locally to do everything that Windows PC does. No, you have to keep in mind that when it doesn't require performance locally, it needs a good internet connection to get the data fast from servers. So that's kind of a downside here. You need a good reliable internet connection to use this. Also, as most of the files that you do with this are stored in Google servers, you don't need much storage space. This laptop is currently using only 14.5 gigabytes of storage, so there's still half free. Let's still dig deeper into the Chrome OS. As it is based on Android, most of the apps that you use or have in Android, you can find them also from Chrome. Office programs, emails, browsers, those are of course here. But the thing that you really can't do with the Chrome these days is game, because this is not meant for gaming. Of course, there is possibility to do cloud gaming, but I'm not really a fan of that, and that also requires really good internet connection, which I don't really have at the moment. Originally, the battery should have last about 12 hours. This unit currently lasts about 5 or 6 depending on the use, so it's not bad. You can still use it quite freely without charging it instantly. Let's start by testing how long the booting takes. Not bad. So I'm familiar with very different variations of Windowses, starting from 3.11. I've used DOS also. I've used OS/2. I know something about Linux distributions. I know something about iOS and Mac OS, but I haven't been using Chrome OS for like 4 years. That's the last time I actively used Chrome. But it seems that the basic things are still here. I have to tilt this a little. Okay, so down here from the left you can find the launcher for installed programs. You can find a lot of familiar apps from Android. Most of them, like I said, work here, but not all. By default, you can find the Office programs already installed. Of course, not the programs from Microsoft, but there are the Google's versions of the same programs where you can do spreadsheets, presentation, word editing, and things like that. Also email, editing images, all is here by default and free.
Legendary.
Most of them, even though they are here as an icon, when you click them, they open in the browser window, so you need an internet connection to edit files or do things. Now let's talk more about gaming while I'm here. From the App Store, you can find most of Android games and you can play most of them, but not all. And one thing that is really limiting this is the power. Since the performance is so poor, the games are run locally. So I tested PUBG, no chance of running. Playing Roblox is not fun. 1 or 2 frame rates per second, so it's not really playable. For a device that you can do basic text editing, shopping, emails, online meetings, and having chat with your friends, photo editing, this is really a good device for that. But if you're looking for a device for let's say video editing or gaming, then I wouldn't recommend Chromebook to you. But for €100/dollars, totally worth the price. Thanks again for watching, guys.